Heyo, it's CERULEAN. I know I haven't made a video on like news since like the reveal of the Alolan starters maybe, but I always want to. Sometimes I even begin writing down talking points, but I never end up making them because I always feel like everyone else has already done it and done it like 5 minutes after the trailers come out. So like, why would anyone watch my video? But then I figured like that's dumb. I mean, I'm excited and I like seeing other people excited, and I think everyone adds value. So you know, here's the 50th video you've seen about the Gen 9 reveal. I think I wasn't alone in thinking this was Detective Pikachu 2. Are we ever getting that game? Are they making a second movie? What's going on? But still in the back of my mind I was like, maybe it's not. Like, tiny bit of hope that maybe it's Gen 9. The closer you got to that door and when you saw like Game Freak, I was like, this can't be Detective Pikachu if they're showing the actual company's name. Also, I was kind of wondering if this building that they're in is like the actual Game Freak building. So I googled it and instead found these photos of Game Freak's office. So let's start off with something completely off topic. I just want to show you these photos. I mean, this is where they made the new games. So here we go. They themed the office after the first 2 games, so all the rooms are inspired by a town in Kanto. And quote, the lobby area, which is the starting point for the adventure, portrays Viridian Forest by expressing the cries of Pokémon, sunlight, and living trees and creatures. Like, this room is so sick. I just want to live in this room. Look at all the trees. It's so pretty. Okay, but office rooms themselves, they start off with this pure white room. The door even blends in with the wall, it's pretty cool. And this is Palette Town, which makes sense because you always start with a clean palette. But if white's not your thing, there's also a room that's like pure pink. And I think if you zoom in, that's like coughing and wheezing. Like, really? So many great pink Pokemon and you just put the purple gas balls there. But I assume this is Fuchsia City because it's pink. And the gym leaders, Koga and Janine, both use poison Pokemon. I bet they both have like wheezing and coughing on their teams. Maybe that's why like wheezing out of all Pokemon got a Galarian form, because it's just always on the shelf so they see it and just remember it. And this room has to be Pewter City, right? Because it's, you know, grey with a metallic wall. Pretty boring, but on theme. I think this has to be Saffron City. I was hoping for more yellow or orange, but they just made a golden wall and ceiling, which is still cool. And it ties into the gym, I think, because isn't that gym badge like the gold badge? Oh, okay, I just googled it, and the Japanese name is golden rather than saffron yellow. It all makes sense now. I'm guessing this is Vermillion City because of the orange question mark. There's not a lot of clues in this one. And this one has to be CINNABAR Island. The wall pattern reminds me of a volcano and there are fire Pokemon. And oh my god, Lavender Town. And it's got a ghost. And Cubo. Why did you add Cubo? That is so sad. And this is Cerulean City for sure. And I'm gonna zoom in on these Pokemon again. Lapras, Starmie. Is that a Jinx? Like, actually? Because that's Psyduck and Seeking. Am I seeing this wrong? That's a Jinx, right? I mean, that's a choice. And just quickly going through the other rooms. I love the use of like wood and plants. It's very cozy. This is where they made Gen 9. They sat in this room and designed the new Pokemon. That is so sick. Okay, let's get back to what actually matters, the new games, Scarlet and Violet. And the first thing we see is another room. Hello, I'm interior designer Lynn, welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. So this room is full of Spanish references, or so I've been told. Like, I know nothing about Spain. I also need to point out that it seems to be both Spain and Portugal. So we gotta give Portugal some credit too. You know, just like how Galar isn't really England, it's the UK. Obviously I wouldn't know because I don't know anything about Spain or Portugal. But I imagine if you live in Portugal and everyone's just like, whoa, Spain! And you're just sitting there like, but what about us? So I feel a little bit bad for the Portuguese people. But anyway, I would describe this game as looking as between Sword and Shield and Legends Arceus. I think I'm not the only one who said this, but I think the trainers, well, the human characters look more like Pokemon Snap. Sorry, I mean new Pokemon Snap. Unfortunately, I don't really like those models. I prefer the Legends Arceus ones a lot. I don't know what it is. There's something too like plasticky about these. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I don't really like them. They're okay, but they're not my favorite. So currently the world does look a bit like rough. but it's not the final version, and personally, I've never played a Pokemon game like for the graphics. I've never found the graphics to be a problem. An open world game is like a dream come true for like a lot of Pokemon fans, including me. It's gonna be so great. And the freaking details on the Pokemon, I know everyone's pointing it out, but wow. And finally, we know this is what they meant when they were talking about remaking the models. I kind of wonder if they meant for these to be in Sword and Shield, or if it just came up because of the Dex Cup, controversy. Because I definitely remember Game Freak saying they were making new models and then fans being like, no, this is the exact same models, you liars. Why are you lying? When Sword and Shield came out. This is like has to have been it. These are the models they were working on. And I kind of feel bad for them because obviously they knew that Sword and Shield models weren't the ones they were working on, but they still couldn't show off these ones. And they just had to sit there in silence and watch everyone call them liars. I feel really bad for them. Oh yeah, Meowth. I've had friends on both sides of the coin which tell me that they're either sad that there's no new Meowth form, or they're happy that there finally are, and I quote, not wasting cat designs on Meowth. My personal opinion is that Galarian Meowth is a blessing upon this world, and I do not care for any other Meowth. Overall, I love the aesthetic of what we've seen so far. The starting house looks so cozy. Can I please live there and just have this view of the ocean? It looks beautiful. So what do you guys think of these new protagonists? I do really appreciate the fact that they gave them different outfits depending on the version you get, orange or purple. But it really bothers me that every part of their outfit is just recolored to a different color. Except for the shoes. Why are the shoes a different model entirely? Is this a secret hint? Should I have used these shoes as clickbait? I don't know. It's such an odd detail. Also, I hate this girl's hair with a passion. It's the worst hairstyle of any female protagonist ever. And have you seen Chris? Her hair is just like a blue W. I can't hate on it because my hair is also blue, green, teal. Chris's hair is very anime. It's wacky and weird and pointy and blue. But this new hairstyle is just ugh. I'm assuming these lines on her head are little hairpins, but I can't unsee it as anything but stitches. So to me it looks like she has been Frankenstein together. And it's kind of gross. It creeps me out a bit. And then she has this single long braid when the rest of her hair is really short. But the hair is only long on one side. It's so weird. Why? I'm so glad we have trainer customization these days, because I'm getting rid of this stupid hairstyle the second I'm able to. So I think overall these might be my least favorite protagonist designs ever for any Pokemon game, which is kind of tragic. But like I said, we do have trainer customization now, so I guess it will be okay. But I am pretty convinced that these outfits, because they look like school uniforms, or kind of like a camper trainer class. And anyway, this makes me suspect that the beginning of the game will only let you explore a small restricted area, and it's part of a trainer school tutorial. They did exactly this in both Pokemon Ranger and Mystery Dungeon. Personally, I don't actually mind this kind of tutorial beginning. I actually prefer when the tutorials are kind of part of the story. It just makes sense in the universe of the game, to me at least. I mean, looking back and watching this trailer again, these are 100% school uniforms. Just look at all these people in the background, they're all wearing the orange one. It's definitely a school uniform, and there's a school, because everyone's going to it. But I could be wrong, it might not be a tutorial area, who knows, but there's definitely a school. But okay, let's get to the best bit. The starters, the new babies, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. Okay, so here we have the names in other languages on the screen. They're stolen straight from Bulbapedia. Personally, I think the Japanese name, Meowha, and the German name, Bellori, are the best ones. I think they're way cuter names than Sprigatito, just my opinion. For Fuecoco, I think the Japanese name, Ogeta, is the coolest name. I just like the Geta part is like gator. I don't know, I just really like it. But I think Fuecoco suits its personality better actually, because it's kind of goofy. And I think Quaxley is actually a great name. But the German Quax, that's just really funny. I like that. And naturally the first question like everyone asks is, who are you gonna pick? And as usual, I never really know until I've seen the final evolution, but for right now, based on these three, I'd have to go with Sprigatito. It's just the cutest one to me. I'm really hoping it evolves into something like a saber-toothed cat, one of my dream concepts for a starter. I almost would have picked Quaxly, I really like it, and ducks are adorable. I'd love to have another flying starter. I like the CDI a lot, but I think it's a massive waste that it just stays on the ground most of the time. I don't think I had seen it fly until Legends Arceus, which was this year, like a month ago. So I'm really hoping this time that the final evolution of Quaxly is in the air, flapping its wings, actually flying like a bird. As for Fuecoco, first impression was that it looks super weird. It was like definitely my least favorite. But then like an hour later, I was like fully on board the crocodile train, so now I kinda love it. You just have to like embrace the fact that it's goofy. I mean, if it turns into something like a dragon, it could even instantly become my favorite. I'm very excited to see what they'll evolve into. In conclusion, I just really love these three a lot, and I think this trio is incredibly well balanced. For every single one of these, I've seen people say they love it or hate it. Like there's kind of not a fan favorite yet, I don't think. I feel like I see fan art for all of them. It's really impressive that they nailed it so well that like everyone is happy with at least one of them. And I really love to see how different everyone's taste is, because obviously I hated Fuecoco on first sight. And other people are just like, that's the one I love the most when they saw it. It's just very fun to see that people have different tastes. It's not like that's a new thing, but like seeing it firsthand like so directly is very cool. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm sure you've already told everyone and their grandma, but I would really love to hear your thoughts on Scarlet and Violet, and which one is your favorite starter, of course. That's the most important question. Okay, see you next time, bye!